Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about 3 new Uber Eats updates. A setup for canceling tip baiting. The new updates on the platforms are nothing really new overall, but the new updates as of late seem to be updates of bring some old ideas back and some other new little ideas, which I think is going to be useful, and these updates can be seen as solid. So with that said, we are talking about the 3 new updates on Uber Eats, what intentions these updates could be having, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Hidden tip systems are changing. This isn't really anything new, but it seems that Uber Eats has overall been experimenting with an alternative hidden tip system. One where the tip is mostly visible from the start, and they will reveal more depending on the distance of the delivery. The specifics seems to be dependent on the whole situation. How far away are you from the merchant? How far away is your customer from the restaurant? How much is your overall driving? These metrics seems to all play into how much of the tip is revealed. And it seems to continuously be adjusting because I think it's algorithmically correcting itself, but I really couldn't tell you. But it seems like this older system that they tried to implement earlier and then went back to the way it always has been, where they only revealed up to $8, is back. They replaced the up to $8 system to the shifting metric hidden tip system, which I don't know how I feel about that. Also know that Uber Eats is known for mixing this method with that system, like they kind of switch between the two. But the prior one, the up to $8 hidden tip system, used to work in such a way where the base pay would grow even more based on the rest of the value of the order. And if the value increases, it's because of the base pay more than likely. With this new hidden tip system, they seem to be saving on base pay as a whole as a company. But if they're going to keep allowing tip baiting, it's only going to cost them more money at the end of the day. Which then begs the question, is tip baiting actually disappearing like we had discussed in one of my last videos on Uber Eats? Because if that's the case, that's a huge win for gig workers. They're going to be removing tip baiting and revealing more of the actual value of the order. That would be a huge win. That said, we would also still need a higher base pay, but it's a solid win right now. Tip pending message. So when you finish an Uber Eats order, you're usually going to see the base pay, and that's really it until the tip actually comes in. You would have to click on the order itself and see if it's actually because it was reduced or not in order to know if the value of the order has changed. But now there is a little indicator saying that the tip is processing, which I think is a good win for gig workers. Instead of assuming after 2 or 3 hours that you've been tip baited, there will literally be a thing that says tip is processing. Instead of calling support and being told some line like,
the tip can take up to 24 hours to hit your account. The customer can adjust the tip at any time. Tips are not guaranteed.
And you know they're full of crap and they've been full of crap, but in reality, the tip just hasn't made it through the system. They're literally just saying, hey, the tip is still processing. It'll come up when it's done processing. We'll let you know. Now, would I like to see the tip just hit straight in without an issue? Yeah, but what I would really like to see is them get rid of tip baiting as a whole, then implement the immediate tip to the account. Either way, a win is a win. But I could also imagine this getting out of hand though, like calling support because it's been pending for 3 days or something, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen yet. Contacting support in app. I stumbled upon this on Mother's Day when I was doing some gig work, but their contact support via chat chat has changed a little bit, and well, they've streamlined the process a bit. They even give you an option to call support via phone call within the chat system. If you ever had a problem with chat support, you know dang well that calling is more effective than chat, but sometimes I like to poke in there and see if they actually changed anything, you know? It's minor in comparison to the rest, but honestly, I'm here for it. Other updates have been minuscule, and while things have been developing slowly on this app, I'm glad we're moving in the right direction for now. And I really hope that tip baiting is going to really cease in existence on this app. I really hope that they actually finish tip baiting overall, because we all know that in theory, it was a decent idea, but in practice, it was absolute garbage and it needs to stop. And then after they get rid of tip baiting, they can move on to increasing base pay, right? They're never going to increase base pay. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.